A very good morning to all. Today let's discuss some of the properties of a magnet. So I hope you all remember what we have learnt in the last class. We discussed about magnet, right? So do you all remember what is a magnet? It is a piece of metal with strong attraction to another metal object. So it is an object that attracts other objects that are made of iron, cobalt or nickel, etc. Today, let's discuss some of the properties of a magnet. So, the first one is the attractive property. So, what is this attractive property? A magnet attracts magnetic substances like iron, steel, nickel and cobalt. So, this property is used to separate magnetic materials from a mixture. So, for example, if a bar magnet is brought close to an iron filling, as you can see, it gets stuck at the two ends of the magnet. And that two ends of the magnet, we call it as the poles. That is called as the poles of a magnet. So, when you bring a magnet near to an iron filling, as you can see in the picture, it gets stuck into the ends of the magnet. And that two ends, we call it as poles of a magnet. So, the first property is the attractive property. That is, a magnet attracts magnetic substances like iron, steel, nickel, cobalt, etc. The next property is the directive property. So, let's see what it is. A freely suspended magnet always aligns itself in the north-south direction. So, that is, if a magnet, when it is suspended freely, what happens? It always remains in north-south direction. So, if a magnet is suspended freely, it always remains in the north-south direction. The end of the magnet that points towards the north, that is the north-seeking end or the north pole. And the end of the magnet that points towards the south, that is the south-seeking end or the south pole. So, whenever a magnet is suspended freely, it always remains in the north-south direction. And that property, what do we call? It is called as the directive property. Moving to the next property, like poles repel and like poles attract. So, that is, if the north pole of one magnet and the north pole of other magnet, when it comes together, the two magnets will move away each other. In other words, we can say like poles repel each other. Then, if the north pole of one magnet and south pole of other magnet, when it comes together, they attract each other. The two magnets come closer to each other. That is, they attract each other. So, that is the next property. Like poles repel and like poles attract. These are some of the properties of a magnet. The first one, that is the attractive property. Then the next one is the directive property. And then we discussed about like poles repel and like poles attract. So, I hope it was clear to you. In the next class, we will discuss some other properties of a magnet. So, till then, thank you.